Good evening. My name is Frances Rodriguez. Along with my group members Sarah Breesy and Audrey Hall, we will be introducing and explaining the technique of speech reading. Can you read lips? The following video will provide you with an insight into the difficulties associated with lip reading.
Hello and welcome to Charlie's lip reading test. So, are you a lip reading expert or novice? This test is designed to help you find out. It's simple. All you have to do is read my lips and work out what I'm saying. I'll say each statement twice without making so much as a sound, and then I'll tell you the right and sometimes also the wrong answer. So, are you ready to get started on the first statement? Let's turn the volume down. Did you get it? Okay, it's a bit of an easy start. You thought I said, "Hi, my name is Charlie," then you got the right answer. If you didn't get it, then you might be about to find the rest of the test almost impossible, but try and hang in there. Okay, time for the second statement. Volume down, please. How's that one? It's a bit of a trick question. If you thought I was saying, "What would you like to read?" then I'm really sorry, but you're wrong. I was actually saying, "What would you like to drink?" Now, drink and read look pretty similar, don't they? But it's important to get them right. Otherwise, you could end up ordering a pint down the library and a book in the pub. Okay, now it's time for the next one. If you read the article, you might find it a bit easier. Volume down again, please. If you thought I was declaring my undying love for you, well, I'm sorry, but I'm already taken, and I've got 2 kids, so I'm quite a long way down that road. Now, I wasn't saying I love you, but I was saying the much more random phrase, elephant shoes. Do elephants even wear shoes? I've got no idea, but the two phrases look almost exactly the same. So now you know why I blushed when 2 girls said that to me without sound back in my English class at school. I'm still getting over it. Okay, let's move on. We're now entering the pro zone. Things are about to get a lot tougher. Let's turn the volume down for the 4th time. Did you get it? The sentence was, "I feed my tortoise tomatoes and lettuce." Did you get tortoise, or did you think it might be daughter? That might sound strange, but the 2 words are homophone. They sound very different, but they look almost identical to a lip reader. Okay, now it's time for the final test. Now this one's very difficult, so just do your best. I'm not expecting anyone to get it, and if you do, you should probably go to the World Championships of Lip Reading or something. Let's turn the volume down for the final time. So how's that one? Any luck? Professional deaf people might have got it. The phrase was, "The euro was introduced in 1999. Deaf lip readers often say that numbers and dates are very difficult because of the similarities between how certain numbers look. For example, 8, 9 and 10 look very similar, and so do 7 and 11. And then there's a problem of differentiating between 19 and 90, and don't even get me started on million and billion. So, how many did you get right in the end? You've got more right than you top the class in a lip reading session and welcome at most good deaf events. You'd also be up for a good job behind the bar in a very noisy nightclub. But if you only got 1 or 2, it might be time to pop down to your local college and brush up on your lip reading skills. That's all for now, so thanks for watching and goodbye. Or should I say,
So, reading lips is not that simple, right? So what exactly is speech reading? Speech reading is much more than simply reading lips. As we saw in the previous video, relying on reading lips alone is not enough to help a person who is hard of hearing understand what is being said. With a speech reading technique, a person who is hard of hearing can help improve their auditory comprehension by not only looking at the speaker's lips, but also taking into account their facial expressions, their body language, and also the gestures they're using. Several factors can affect the value of speech reading. For example, a person's age will play a role in their understanding. The older a person is, the harder it becomes for them to notice or pick up on certain gestures. On the opposite end of that, if a person was very young when they suffered their hearing loss, their language abilities might make it difficult for them to make out some of the words being spoken. Speech reading will often require some guessing from the listener. Therefore, a person must be willing to use context clues to draw conclusions as to what is being said. In addition, the listener's cognitive, neurophysiological, and closure abilities will all play a role in the effectiveness of speech reading. In the following slide, we will demonstrate how the auditory cortex is activated when a listener uses visual cues. So on this graph, it shows how speech reading actually works. As you can see, a listener first receives a speech signal through auditory cues, what they are able to hear. And then they also apply visual cues, what they can see. These cues are then integrated with that person's level of context knowledge and understanding of the vocabulary. The final step puts into context all that information and applies it, which in turn produces a response. On the next slide, Audrey will discuss the purpose and the benefit of speech reading.
What is the purpose of speech reading? Speech reading, also known as lip reading, is a technique that is used to assist the listener when they experience difficulty hearing or trouble understanding what the speaker is saying. Although lip reading can never substitute for hearing, 25 to 30% of speech sounds are visible under the best viewing conditions. The ability to lip read when communicating with others serves as a reinforcement and allows the speech reader to become more conscious of lip and tongue placement during speech. The speech reader is also trained to closely observe the speaker's facial expressions, gestures, and body movements to maximize their level of understanding. Speech reading is used by individuals that are deaf and with hearing loss. Individuals with normal hearing also use speech reading to follow conversations in noisy environments. So, what are the benefits of speech reading, you may ask? Speech reading is cost-effective, allows speech readers to make educated guesses when trying to determine what a speaker is saying, maximizes the benefits of individuals with hearing aids, restores confidence and willingness to engage in conversations with others, and improves overall quality of life. On the next slide, we'll have Sarah discussing tips for speech readers.
Since speech reading can be very difficult for many people, there are lots of tips to help you be successful. You'll want to make sure that the area is well lit. Make sure that the speaker is sitting across from you. Make sure the area has very minimal background noise so that you can focus. Make sure you realize that not everything will be perfect and that many sounds look the same when spoken. Make sure to ask if you need the person speaking to repeat something. Make sure to watch for facial expressions and body language for emotion and context clues. Make sure to give the speaker your full attention, but most of all, be patient. Speech reading takes a lot of practice. Just like in many aspects of life, there's a lot of do's and don'ts when it comes to speech reading. Some of the do's and don'ts of being a speaker is that you do want to speak clearly. Don't shout. Make sure to gain the speech reader's attention. Don't turn away from them. Do ask if they need any clarification because sometimes they won't ask you. Don't use hard phrases or words. Speak slowly. Don't mumble. Do maintain eye contact and don't cover your mouth at any point. Repeat if necessary, especially if it looks like the person's not understanding. And don't give up. Speech reading is difficult because so many sounds are visually similar. For instance, if you take the sound of P and B, you'll see that your lips are closed when you say them. This can make it very difficult for speech readers to pinpoint exact sounds that you might be making or what letters they might represent. This is the case for many other letter sounds such as V and F and G and K. Sarasota County is lucky to have a lot of classes made for adults in our community through the Adult and Community Enrichment Program at Suncoast Technical College. Their classes range from things like ballroom dancing, Spanish, tours of Sarasota, and also speech reading. So if you'd like to give speech reading a try, there is a free session beginning May 3rd through May 31st. And it is filling up fast, so you can click on the link and sign up if it is something that interests you. So to sum up, speech reading is a technique that is used to assist the listener when they experience difficulty hearing or trouble understanding what the speaker is saying. We actually use speech reading quite frequently without even knowing, whether we're at a restaurant and it's too loud, or a supermarket, or even at home, just to try to understand our friends or family. Effective speech reading uses both visual and auditory cues to interpret the information heard. There are various benefits to speech reading, including maximizing the benefits of individuals with hearing aids, restoring confidence and willingness to engage in conversations with others, and improving the overall quality of life. In order to gain the most from using this technique, it is important to be patient and follow the tips provided by your audiologist. Speech reading is not as easy as it seems, but it can definitely be learned and done over time. Many resources were used to prepare this presentation, and we've listed them below. On the group's behalf, I would like to thank the community members for attending our presentation.